Yeah, I think, I mean, given, the layoff and obviously we were anticipating a January 5th opening to our season, and 10 teams are playing January 5th, but 4 aren't. And that has something to do with the Big 12 SEC Challenge, which we're not included in. So you don't get your conference schedule until sometime in October.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to put another game in there. But I thought, given that, and I'm a glass half full person, we've had a great workout, great preparation. If we don't play well at Ole Miss, it's not because we didn't play a game in 9 or 10 days. It's because they played better than we did. So that's not going to be an excuse. We had 2 live practices. I thought the guys were engaged. I thought, you guys were here for enough just to see the energy. It's been like that all week long. We're still trying to make history. We're still trying to change history. So our team feels like we've got unfinished business. That said, there's a lot of things that I've reminded our team about the start of a season. But Tennessee started 0-2, won the league, with us. Yes, we'd like to get off to another great start. We have a couple of road opportunities early in our schedule that are separators if we can get them. It's just going to be a grind. So we're kind of looking forward to getting into that grind. And Saturday, 5 SEC teams are going to lose. That's going to be a happy day for me, So it's a battle of battle of the fittest, and who can survive.
Is it any different this year? I mean, last year you guys were playing off that 4-14. Everybody was counting you out before the SEC schedule started. Now this year you're coming in with a target on.
Well, I think 2 differences. One, we've only won 1 road game, and that was an overtime game at UAB. And you can debate whether that was neutral site or road. It's a road game for me. Last year we won at Murray and we won at Dayton. We're 1-1 on the road. We lost at NC State. So we're going on the road. Let's see if we can see how well we can play on the road. So I don't feel as good about our ability to go on the road as I did last year. I think the second thing would be, our guys have got, again, as you're trying to change history, nobody's nationally talking about us. We haven't given them anything to really talk about us, but they're not. So they probably have some expectation. If we win, they'll say we were supposed to win because we were supposed to be pretty good. And if we don't, it's the same old situation at Auburn. We're trying to change that perspective, but we've got to do that by winning, by playing well. So we're just anxious to have the opportunity. That's all. But we recognize that you don't change perception in a year or 2. You change perception over a period of time, and that's what we're trying to do. That's the unfinished business.
Has your perception of Javon and kind of what he can do for this team changed over the course of the season at all?
Yeah, it has. That's a great question. Not that the last one wasn't, but it was good too. But yeah, it has. I mean, I've got more confidence in him. He's fast, he's quick, he plays hard. My wife gets mad at me like all the time because she says I yell at him too much, and he handles it. And I think part of it is because this is what I need to see. This is what I wanted to see. So, yeah, my perception, the team's perception of him, he's one of the quickest guys out there, and we need that.
Bruce, what's Ira Bowman sort of brought to your program since he arrived?
Another pro. I mean, I think him and Marquise are both pros. When those guys talk about what individual development needs to take place, our kids just flat out listen. There's a different level of pay attention when it comes to personnel development, certain kind of moves, the game. They just understand it. When they talk about the fact we lack toughness in certain areas, Ira Bowman was one of the toughest guys out there as far as how he played. He was a big, physical, strong guard that would bite your head off, and everybody who played against him was afraid of him. It wasn't because he was the most skilled guy. Our guys know that. They read about it. They've heard it. They recognize that. But Stephen Pearl was not the best player in the SEC, far from it. But that was one tough hombre, and nobody wanted to be guarded by him. Nobody. When he talks about defense or toughness or game planning, they listen to him. So I think the level of experience that Ira or Marquise would bring as a pro is a great addition.
So a week like this good for D'Angelo? I mean, you're trying to work him in.
Yep.
Get him to work with everybody and do these hard practices.
I think it does work well for D'Angelo. The guys I think the best thing D'Angelo's done is he's been patient. He's probably been more patient than anybody. And he's just got to stay ready. His opportunity to come. What'll it take? It'll take something that's got to happen for his role to change. But when his role does change, he will be more ready. We didn't have that luxury a year ago. You know, I mean, we have 10 guys on scholarship right now that are eligible. You know, Jamal is the 11th. You know, and again, I don't mind going back to this. Anybody that we want to discuss right now, how the penalties that we not only self-imposed against ourselves with the NCAA stuff, but some that were imposed. You want to know what 21 months out of basketball does to a student athlete? Dangel Purifoy was our best player 22 months ago. He is now our 9th or 10th best player. His sitting out is a long time. Now, we made mistakes. He made mistakes. We're grateful that he got his eligibility back, but don't come off that Auburn didn't pay a huge penalty. You know, last year when we were in the NCAA tournament as a 4 seed, we were fortunate to even be in the tournament with 7 or 8 guys. And we looked like it against Clemson. It was a complete mismatch. Don't say that penalty and those penalties didn't cost us. Last year I was able to, I have 2 available scholarships right now because I was only able to sign 2 players. One was a transfer from Memphis, a Birmingham kid that always wanted to come to either Alabama or Auburn, and Javon McCormick that I beat Florida International out of. So these sanctions hurt us. So the reason why I'm going there is I've only got 10 guys on scholarship, so it's a blessing to have Dangel ready in case we have another opportunity in the rotation, which we probably will. So, you know, we're in a good place as we go through this, but, you know, this has been 2 years running now. You know, it's in the rearview mirror, but it's paid some pretty heavy price.
You said Dangel's the 9th or 10th best guy right now, but you think he can obviously rise up?
Here's what I think. I think when Dangel gets his opportunity and his opportunity changes, he's going to be more ready. Right now, he's where he's at because of being out for 21 months. But he's slowly and surely getting better. But what are you going to do? Take Chum out? You're going to take Malik or Samir out? You're not. Those guys have put themselves in a position where they're ahead of him. And the first guy that will say they should be there is Dangel. He's the first guy to say. But he's saying, Coach, I'm going to be ready. I'll do what I need to do with the time that you're giving me. And I've really been very impressed with his attitude. Really impressed. So just be all got to be patient with him.